Hey everybody, what's going on? I want to do a video today about some rum. I'm a big rum fan guy. I love rum. I used to live, I don't know, a mile and a half from a rum distillery out in St. Croix. It was the Crucian Estate Rum Distillery. It's so much different out in the Caribbean than it is here on U.S. mainland. It's completely different the way they do things. It's a complete gong show. Um, You can buy rum in the drugstore. You can buy rum at the gas station. You can buy rum on the side of the road. You can start selling liquor out of a cooler. You don't need a liquor license. Pretty much, guys will get a bottle of rum, start making boat drinks, and hit the streets. You can sell them out of a backpack, a cooler, a stand, a restaurant, whatever you want. You don't need a liquor license. And the Crucian Estate Diamond Estate rum was actually really, really good. It was really cheap. Like I said, you could buy it anywhere. The rules that we have here, they really don't apply there. It's kind of like, it's odd. There's no inspection. You can drive, you can drink and drive as long as you have one of those little zip-on socks. Like if you're driving with a beer between your legs, as long as you have one of those little zip-on things that cover the label, you don't get hassled. It's dangerous to drink and drive there because when you ride on the other side of the road, and there's a lot of cliffs you can fall off of too. And you do see that a lot. You see a lot of cars down on the cliffs, and they don't even go down and get them. That's it. You fall off the cliff, you'll end up in the cliff forever. Um, Other rums I like Mount Gay rum is a fantastic rum. It's a little pricey, but it is an excellent rum for sipping. And Appleton rum, that's what this is. Appleton rum from Jamaica is a great sipping rum too. Um, but you know, it boils down to your own personal taste. So things to me like Bacardi and cheap rums, they taste like rubbing alcohol to me. They don't taste like rum should taste. I think a lot of the old sailors, they used to drink something called grog. What grog was, it isn't beer. A lot of people think it's beer. It's rum and water. They would get a ration of rum and water, grog, every day. And the reason they put the rum in there was to kill bacteria. Because the pirates on the ships, they were really skeevy. And the Mount Gay is a fantastic rum. And this Appleton rum is a fantastic sipping rum. I'm not going to sit around this house and sip rum all the time, but I like mixing it with Coke, but I can't, not Coke, I like Coca-Cola, but I can't drink caffeine anymore, so I drink the decaffeinated Coke. But when I did drink caffeine, if you've never had Mexican Coca-Cola, you haven't experienced life. Mexican Coca-Cola is so good. It's like Coca-Cola crack. They use real sugar and a different ratio of how much syrup goes in the carbonated water itself. And way back when, my grandfather used to tell me that Georgia Coke was the best Coke in the world, and he used to get it when he was in the military. And even when I was growing up, he would actually have it shipped to the house from Georgia. And later on in life, I found out when I started ordering and dealing with Coca-Cola and Pepsi and being a food and beverage director, different parts of the country have different ratios of how much box syrup is in the carbonated beverage the mixers mix up. Like when you go to the store around here in the Northeast, the Coca-Cola, the amount of Coca-Cola syrup is completely different than it is down south. It's much sweeter down south, and same with the sweet tea. It's much stronger, much sweeter than it is in the Northeast. It goes by different regions, what people's preferences are. I went out to get the box to ship the knives. I got them all packed up. I'm going to ship them on Monday. I got to tell you my post office store. There's no address on here because just to protect the innocent, I'm not putting anybody's address out there. I go into the post office, and I gotta tell you, my town is a very, very small town. I'm small, it's smaller than that. There's not much for kids to do, and there's not much for old people to do. So the kids hang out in store parking lots, and the old folks, they hang out at the post office for some reason. There's never any customers in there, but there's like 10 people hanging out in the post office. So I go in the post office yesterday to go buy the box, right? So I walk in the door, and there's some lady filling out a form, and I guess for insurance or something like that. And there's this old white guy in there. I'm gonna say old white guy because I don't get all caught up in that. I don't think when you call someone black it's an insult. I don't mind when someone calls me white, so I'm not that uptight. So they shouldn't be that uptight either. I'm not gonna run around going brother, nothing like that. But that, it is what it is. I work with people who call me cracker, honky, and it's just, it doesn't bother me because they're friends of mine, and we have an open dialogue where we joke around about it. And I always say racism is stupid, and I believe it is stupid. If you're comfortable enough around someone to joke with them, and I guess it boils down to, if you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. And I'm one of those people who can dish it out, and I can take it. So I don't get caught up in it. Me personally, had nothing to do with slavery and oppression, all that. It had nothing to do with me. I wasn't around then. So I'm not going to change my behavior to, I guess you call that reverse racism. I guess you would. But I'm not, that's not where I'm going with this. But it is kind of in a way. So I woke up, and this old guy, he's like doing this shtick. I don't know what he was doing. And I'm standing there. I got the box in my hand, and finally I say, "Can I get some help here?" And there's a black guy behind the counter. Now, I'm a white guy in front of the counter. He's a black guy behind the counter. So let's not get all jammed up about the color thing. Very professional. He says, "Absolutely. What do you need done?" The white guy interjects into it and goes, "Oh, the weather yesterday was really finizzle. You know what I'm saying?" And it was just dead air. I look at the dude, I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're just making an ass of yourself." And I got a problem with people being in my 3 foot of space. I got a real problem. This dude's like right up on me. And I said to him, I go, "Listen, can you take a couple steps back there? I don't know what you're up to, but I'm here to do some business." So the guy behind the counter says to me, he goes, "Give the man his space," right? So I put the box down, and I said to him, I go, "Well, when I ship something, I don't ship stuff that often." I go, "Can I just buy the box now, take it home, and pack it?" And he goes, "Well, where's it going?" And I go, "Well, I don't know. Because I didn't have the address yet. I went there before I got the address." I go, "Well, I don't know." And he looks at me like, "What?" And then the other guy who's next to me is like, "Huh?" And I didn't want to get into a big explanation. Well, I said, someone bought something from me and I'm going to ship it to him. I'm just awaiting the address. I want to have the box so I can pack it all up and have it ready to go when I come back. I go, "Can I buy the box and then pay the shipping when I leave, when I come back again?" And he's like, yeah, absolutely. So he looks me dead in the face and goes, "Well, what are you shipping?" And I have a problem with that. I don't think it's any of their business. As long as I'm not shipping explosives, it shouldn't be a problem. And I've got a very sarcastic, dry sense of humor. And it almost rolled out of my mouth when he said, "Well, what are you shipping?" I was going to say anthrax. And I said, "You know what, Kev, you're getting older. Be a little wiser. I think if I said that, there would be a chopper outside in like 10 seconds. That's how ridiculous it is around my town." So I thought about it for a second, and I was going to get into that big thing like, "Well, what business is that as yours?" And I didn't want to get into that. I go, "I'm shipping knives." And then the other guy who's like right next to me goes, "Oh, knives?" I look at him and I'm like, "Don't you have somewhere to go?" And the guy behind the counter, he's got the look like, "Golly, knives, what you gonna do with them?" And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Wow, that sounded really racist, but it wasn't meant to come out like that. It was just the goober look he had on his face, like, knives. So I get the box. I leave with the box. I gotta tell you, I try and support the post office. It's convenient. It's close, and I really don't like UPS. Anytime I buy something with UPS and it ships UPS, there's always a hole drilled in the box where someone was like sticking their finger in there and feeling around to see what they could pull out of it, or the box shows up and there's nothing in it. So I don't like dealing with UPS. DSL is pretty good, and I've never had a problem with priority mail. And FedEx, I never had a problem with FedEx either. It's just that, you know, I just don't think it's any of their business what I'm shipping. I mean, give me your take on that. What do you think about that? Where was I going with this? I was just going with what a nightmare it was for a failing business like the post office, a failing business to make it so hard to try and ship something. And when I go to the post office in my parents' town, it's a very busy post office. You literally have to wait in line for like 10, 15 people. And the people there, they're like robots, man. They just boom, snap, boom, 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 it's gone, you know? And so I'm going to ship out on Monday. And the rum, I got off the topic with the rum. What do I like to mix rum with? I like to mix rum with ginger ale, actually. Ginger ale and an orange. That's what I like rum with. I don't drink those abominations like Malibu rum, flavored rums. All they're doing is putting like a flavor in there. They're not really putting anything real in there. If I want to put a flavor in there, I'll just put it in there myself. It doesn't make sense to buy citron rum when I can just squeeze a lemon in there. I don't know. That's just me. If I could count how many times I threw up Malibu rum out my nose when I was like 17 years old, I probably wouldn't be drinking now. So that's my video for today. It wasn't meant to insult anybody, but it just boils down to, like, I don't know, I was always taught to be yourself. Don't try and be someone you're not. Don't be a poser. Don't try and be someone you're not to try and impress somebody. Because when the old white guy said the weather was finizzle, the guy behind the counter looked at him like, what kind of jackass are you? I don't know. I felt the same way too. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm not a racist. I don't get caught up in that shit. But it bothers me. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't bother me. That people, they're just not themselves, man. They constantly have to put on an act, or they're constantly seeking for approval. And that's one of the things on YouTube I see a lot, where people, and I think one of the best examples of it I saw was Humans for Targets. He was talking about YouTube videos, and I can relate to it a little bit because I think I kind of got caught up in it when I first started doing this, that you find yourself in a trap where you just keep buying stuff because you want to make a video with something really cool and get the views and get the comments and go back and forth with people. But the way Humans for Targets put it was absolutely perfect, where if you don't have that much interacting with people in your own life, the internet takes on a completely different purpose. It's just you're getting that self-assurance every day. It's kind of like a drug. Oh, you're the greatest. Oh, you're the best. That's all you want to hear. And then you won't, if you don't put a video up, because the videos last about 3 days, and then nobody watches them, right? You need that approval again, and it becomes like a drug. And I think I did get caught up in it for a while, and I think that had a lot to do with my gun videos. It was just like I was going out buying a gun to make a video on it, and at least I'm honest. I got caught up in it too, where you can't always every day go through the comments where everybody says you're great, you're the best. It psychologically affects you, and I try not to get caught up in it. And I do things a lot different now. I don't run out and buy stuff all the time to do reviews on them. If I buy something, I'll do a review on it, but I don't sit there and plan every dollar I have to go out and buy a certain gun or to buy a certain rifle or something, just to get the views. And some of the videos that I did that had the most views I ever did, I took them down last week. I don't care about that. I do like exchanging back and forth with people, and I enjoy making the videos, and I also enjoy watching the videos too. But I don't get caught up with those crazy egos, and you can identify the people that need this attention drug. You can identify them by the attitude, and how if you say something that they disagree with, immediately they'll block you, or they'll remove your comments, or they become nasty and throw tantrums and use profanity and all kinds of crazy stuff, because you're cutting off the supply of the approval drug. You're cutting it off, and it's just like a drug addict or an alcoholic. When you cut them off from the alcohol and the drugs, they get nasty. It's the same thing with YouTube. We'll have YouTubeaholics who, if you say anything against them or disagree with them or don't kowtow them and say how great they are, they just throw a hissy fit, man, and take a shit. I don't know. I don't think I'm like that. Some of the nasty comments, they do get old, but some of them are funny. And at least I have a sense of humor. Try ginger ale and rum someday. I think you'd like it. All right, guys, later.